Nice to meet you, Stavya. I'm Newton. Thank you very much for giving me your time, taking out some time from your calendar. I hope you're having a great day. How about you tell me a little bit about yourself?
So, as you said, my name is Stavya. I'm 13 years old and I go to a school called Queen Elizabeth Boys in London.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's great. Do you like your school? Do you like going to your school? Do you have good friends and good community over there?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of people in our school actually. I think there's around 1400, but surrounding those students, there's a lot of communities and a lot of people you can reach out to. So yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Um, all right. What do you like the most about your school?
It just has so many opportunities, whether it be sports, robotics, music. There's just a lot to do, and there's in my school I find there's never a moment where I'm not doing something. So yeah.
Okay. Other than STEM, tech, anything tech and nerdy. What else do you like to enjoy?
So I don't know if music would count as nerdy, but I'm great at piano. I think it's kind of nerdy, but whatever. I'm black belt taekwondo. I do swimming a lot. I go like around 5 times a week. I do county swimming. Yeah.
Okay. Um, these are um, these are hobbies your parents introduced you to, or you yourself wanted to explore.
So I wanted to do piano of my own initiative, but I started swimming when I was 3, so obviously that wasn't really my choice. But still, I really enjoy swimming. So I don't think it was, I
Okay.
think it was the right choice.
Okay. When it comes to piano, do you also compose or not yet?
Yeah. So another amazing feature about our school is that oftentimes we get a chance to compose pieces, and I think that's one of my most favorite parts about music.
I see. Do you also sing, or do you just play the instrument?
No, I don't sing. I just play piano.
Okay. And what's the genre of music that you like the most? Classical, pop rock?
I mean, obviously, as like a pianist, you have to play a lot of classical music to get through the grids, but obviously, in my own time, I do listen to other genres like pop.
I see. I see. Okay. Okay. So well, I would. I'm very glad to know that you like you enjoy music, swimming, and you're kind of an all-rounder. You also do things in sports and also do creative stuff, and not just do tech. You're somebody with personality. Also, you like socializing. You like your school. It's great to know. Um, okay, now could you tell us a little bit about what excites you the most about technology or STEM?
So I think that STEM isn't something that's always, boring and technical. I think STEM
Hmm.
lets you solve real world problems, create things from scratch, and can even lead you to, participating in these global events around the world.
Right. Hmm. Okay. All right. Um, what first got you interested in robotics? Was there a moment or experience that really clicked for you when you were growing up?
So during COVID or when we had lockdown, it wasn't really of my own initiative, which, sounds kind of bad, but I was really just lazy back then. But basically, my mom insisted on buying something called an ambot, which is
Mhm.
essentially just a really simple robot that will perform tasks you code it to. You can also physically modify it to do different things. So it has that building and coding aspect. So I found this really fun actually, even though I didn't want to do it. I played with the Amber. I played around with the Amber like every other day, like quite often. And I think this built like a really strong foundation for my coding ability. And I wanted to strengthen that even further, which is why I came to JetLearn for lessons. But not only that, it also built a foundation for my curiosity in robotics, and I really thank my mom for actually buying the Amber.
I see, I see. When you initially started with the Ambot, did you face any challenges in, coding or any technical skills that were needed because you're just a kid? And I know you may have had experience or exposure to coding in school or in other ways, but did you feel that the first time that you started playing with it, did you feel that it was tough or did you feel like it was alright?
I mean, it was tough, but the thing is, when you buy these, really simple robots and like starter kits off, Amazon or whatever, they give you
Mm,
really in detailed tutorials, and that helps a lot. But from there, you can, get really creative with it. So I don't think there were too many problems. I think maybe the one problem there was if like on the robot physically, I couldn't figure out like where to put something, but that wasn't
mhm.
that bad. So
Okay.
I think it's really easy to get started with, robotics and coding.
I see. I see. You mentioned that you came to JetLearn for uh, further improving your skills. Can you tell us a little bit about how JetLearn helped you in your journey and um, how you grew with JetLearn and what you achieved with us?
So I think JetLearn, when I came to it, the first thing that I was told is that there's not always one solution to a problem. This actually like helped me so much, and I really thank my teacher back then for it because lateral thinking is one of the best qualities that I've gained from these JetLearn lessons. It's something that I use a lot in robotics. I think you can use lateral thinking anywhere in any part of your life, but also JetLearn helped build my knowledge for Python coding, which is also something that's really big in robotics because, in primary school, you may only learn, block coding, and it's actually proven that in, at least in our robotics sort of game, it's proven that text code has a faster response, so it helped a
Mm,
lot uh in the robotics aspect of things.
I see. I see. How was your experience with the teacher, the interpersonal relationship?
Oh yeah, so definitely I think the one-on-one teaching is really effective. I think that you create sort of a personal bond with the teacher, and you also it's also like very casual, it's not formal. You can have like a fun time. It's not like you're getting stressed out or anything. You're not forced to do anything really. And I think that's also because coding is really creative as
Mm,
well.
I see. Okay, now let's talk about next World Championship in robotics. Um, First of all, congratulations for making it to the competition, leading the team. Um,
Yeah.
how many members are there in the team?
So there's six.
So, counting you, the six.
Oh yeah, including me.
in putting you into a team of six. So leading a team of six is not easy. And yeah, let's talk about your leadership. Um, what were some of the challenges you faced while leading your team, and how did you overcome them? Because it's not easy to manage a team of six. You may have different ideas. There may be different personality differences, skill differences. How did you manage all of that? Or just in general, what are the different challenges you may have faced?
So I think one of the most prominent challenges you'll ever face in working in a team is disagreements. They're always going to be there. They're inevitable, basically. So in fact, I think even this morning my team was arguing over something, and basically, I think the best leadership quality that I've gained through robotics is that to be a leader, you don't always need to be the loudest in the room, but rather you should listen and acknowledge everyone's points. And I also think regarding the skills and the variety of skills in our team,
Mm,
what I do is I don't actually split them up perfectly. So I would say, so okay, so I'm a coder, right? That doesn't mean I just do coding in the team. I'd probably get
right.
bored. I'd probably like start complaining or something. But
Mm,
I don't prefer to set sort of roles that are set in stone. So I like to have some freedom with that. And I do that with all
mm,
of our team members. So they don't just have to do one thing. And I think
mm,
that helps a lot, but maybe it causes a bit of disagreement, but that's fine. Like, it's a team. It's a team of
mm.
teenagers as well, so I think that
Yes. But that's beautiful. I think that's definitely one of the biggest challenges people face when they're leading a team. Disagreements, definitely disagreements. But beautifully, you seem to have managed that so far. Okay. Um,
thank you.
so now, other than robotics and STEM, do you also find soft skills like leadership or emotional or empathy, emotional intelligence? Have you found yourself getting interested in these topics?
So definitely, empathy, which you touched upon, is really important. I think uplifting people is a really important aspect to have as a leader, because you can't always just put down people and expect to get complimented in return. You're going to be hated as a leader if that happens. So I think the best thing to do, even if someone's doing something wrong, you should always find at least something that doing correct, because it creates, an uplifting tone in the team.
Hmm, that's beautiful. Okay. Um, all right. Let's talk about your mentorship. Um, do you have any role models or had any role models in the past when you were growing up when it comes to STEM?
So I think my role model, it might be a bit, weird, but it was my tech teacher. So his name is Mr.
Uh,
Noonan. Um, so he's a very outgoing, social person. But the most important thing that I picked up from him is no, no, that's not right. Okay, so resilience is key. So I think in robotics, I've put hours upon hours in this, and I think resilience is something that he always stressed, and I think that's why we've gotten to where we are now. And I think no matter what you're doing, whether it's coding or whether you're in school, I think resilience is always the best quality to have as a person.
all right. So that is one quality that really inspired you about your role model, which is your school tech teacher.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Um, I also remember you mentioned that your mom uh, um, got you introduced to arm robot. Is that what you call it?
Yes, yeah, it was an
So
ambot. Yeah, it's fine.
Mbot. So your mom and dad, they are both very proactive, is what I understood when it comes to anything technical in general, with teaching you or um, introducing you to things, new things to learn. Would you say that growing up, also they were both very proactive when it comes to tech or STEM?
So, I think my family isn't actually that heavy on, STEM. I think my
Mm,
dad is a banker and my mum teaches at school. I mean, she did do an engineering course, but she didn't find it the best. She wasn't that interested in it. But
mm,
I think it's very, I thank my parents a lot for being proactive. But one thing that I've noticed is as you grow up, they're going to get less proactive. You have to start taking the initiative yourself. And
mm,
because, when you're young, you can't really make any decisions by yourself. Independence is a really good thing to have as you start growing older. And I
mm,
think even um, after school in university, you're gonna have to have a lot of independence, and that proactiveness has to still be going through you.
mm. Understood, understood. That's beautiful. Um, okay. Um, what would you like to say to other young learners who want to get into robotics or STEM in general, but don't know where to start? Is there, any top advice that you'd like to give to them?
So one thing I would say is start simply. It doesn't have to be something that it should be something that you're interested in. You shouldn't get
Mm,
forced to do it really, but start as simple as possible because if you start simply, you'll understand it better. You'll get a better, you know, you'll have a strong foundation for the future. So I would suggest things like even just YouTube tutorials that would work too. You can do what I did. You can buy like a small like starting kit. Or you can even go to JetLearn for coding lessons if you really want to.
mm.
But yeah.
All right. Mm. Starting small, basically.
Yeah,
Okay, and I think another thing would be to stay resilient, even if you come across
yeah, yeah.
roadblocks. Okay. Um, as JetLearn's young global robotics ambassador, what's one message or vision you'd like to share with your learners around the world?
So I think I've touched upon this before, but I believe STEM isn't just about, coding or robots. It's about using creativity and logic to make the world better. So my message to, younger people and learners everywhere is you don't need to be an expert to start. You just need to be curious. You need to be interested in what you want to do. So, I want to inspire you, younger children, kids, to ask bigger questions, experiment without fear, and don't be afraid of failure, because failure makes you go forward, and it's not actually success. And
Right.
I think they should also believe that their ideas matter because every idea is important in this world.
Thank you very much for sharing such a beautiful perspective towards them. Um, would you say that Well, you said that starting small is good. You have, if you take small kits from Amazon and stuff, you also get a manual to do it. There's tutorials to do it. But you also mentioned that your teacher was somebody who inspired you. Then you also got a mentor through JetLearn. Let's say somebody doesn't have access to a mentor who can help them out. Do you think that it would be difficult for them, in your opinion, to start their journey in STEM, or do you think otherwise?
Yeah, it probably is just that bit more difficult. But if you have that self drive, if you have that initiative, if you really want to get to where you want to be, then I don't think that having a mentor like I had was really that important. I think actually I was quite the opposite of having, self drive. I was quite lazy. But I think my teacher made me realize that how important resilience is. I don't think it'd be that much more difficult if you didn't have someone like that in your life. At some point you'd realize that resilience and all these sort of lessons are so important.
Hmm, that's beautiful, and I think in today's day and age where information is so readily available because of internet, I think it's all about self drive. I think to some
Yeah.
point.
I think the hardest part about anything is just starting, whether it be, studying, whether it be playing an instrument.
I
If you just
agree.
start, I promise you it'll be much more easier from there. So yeah,
Yes, yes. Action creates momentum, indeed.
yeah.
Okay, what's next for you and maybe for the team? Any big goals or exciting projects you're already thinking about after Vex Robotics?
So I think next year, as a team, we might do another year of Vex, but this time, so basically in year 8 and year 9, there's something called Vex IQ, which is kind of like Lego, but it's a lot harder than that. It's not really Lego. But in year 10 to 12, I think, you start using proper metal parts, so you get a lot more experience with, real world stuff. So I think our team is looking forward to that. I think also in year 10, there'll be more AI and machine
Mm,
learning sort of sensors on our robots. So that's something I
mm.
look forward to coding.
Wow,
And yeah,
that would be interesting. That would be interesting.
yeah,
Okay. Okay, all right. Okay, we'll be signing off here. Thank
okay.
you so much, Stavia, for coming on the call, recording with us, and giving us your time and beautiful insights. It's inspiring to hear from someone so passionate and driven at such a young age. I myself am getting inspired every time I talk to ambassadors. um, so yeah, keep building and dreaming, and I hope I wish you the best to
Thank
you and
you.
your team. And yeah, JetLearn will now, my team will reach out to you for all the sponsorships and t-shirts. They should be with you shortly.
Okay.
And I hope to speak with you soon.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.